Just a quick reminder that this is the last week of our giveaway to get yourself a commissioned mini painted by our friend Mike at Squiggle Studio. Don't forget to share the video and tag either myself, Edward Burgos, or our producer, Jason Cherot, to enter the giveaway. Let's get on with the show. Welcome back to Dirty 20, everybody. Today we're looking at Wizards of the Coast's default campaign setting, the Forgotten Realms. Almost every one of 5e's adventure supplements are set in the Forgotten Realms. One exception might be Curse of Strahd, which is set in the campaign setting of Ravenloft, but they've done something quite interesting with that in that they make it so that you can go from the Forgotten Realms into Ravenloft without too much of an explanation. Forgotten Realms was created by Ed Greenwood back in 1967 as a setting for his childhood stories. He later would bring the Forgotten Realms to the general public through a series of articles in magazines and game materials in about 1987. Its popularity was increased by authors such as R.A. Salvatore, who wrote the Drizzt novels. Drizzt Do'Urden is a dark elf character who's really popular and very, very cool. Also, the Forgotten Realms became a staple of computer games in games such as Eye of the Beholder, the Baldur's Gate series, and Neverwinter Nights. I, for one, am really excited about Baldur's Gate 3. We'll put a link to the trailer in the description. Check it out. It looks amazing. The basic premise of Forgotten Realms is that it's a land that was once actually part of the Earth and the Earth's history. And over time, people just forgot about it and it all kind of went into the mists of time, hence the name Forgotten Realms. In fact, in the logo up to about the year 2000, there was a little kind of runic inscription on it that said, "Herein lie the lost lands," which I think is pretty cool. Essentially, though, what this means is that the Forgotten Realms has a kind of parallel to the world that we live in. So you find that certain parts of the Forgotten Realms are kind of parallel in terms of you have a Western Europe in the Sword Coast, you have a East Asia in Karatur, and you have North America in the lands of Maztica. The Sword Coast is perhaps the most prevalent kind of area within the Forgotten Realms within 5e. There's a lot of really great resources out there in 2nd edition and 3rd edition, which really expand on the Forgotten Realms and the different parts of it. But for the most part, the 5e adventure supplements have mostly focused on the Sword Coast, which is somewhat of an amalgam for Western Europe. This makes it kind of easy for new players to get a sense of what the style of this world is. Very kind of medieval European with elements of fantasy magic, which, you know, as we all know, is the kind of thing that you see in The Lord of the Rings, The Witcher, that kind of thing. I myself have set my homebrew city of Brywick on the Sword Coast, on the mouth of the Winding Waters, which is kind of between Baldur's Gate and Waterdeep. The reason why I did this was because I like the fact that you have this kind of background setting, this foundation of gods and organizations and, you know, even like famous characters that people are very familiar with. But I can add kind of my own stories, my own backgrounds, my own villains. You know, suffice to say that, trust me, Drizzt Do'Urden is around somewhere in my homebrew city. This has been our look at the Forgotten Realms, which some people call vanilla D&D, but I like to think of it as a nice baseline that you can kind of build from. And there is so much out there, so many resources to read up on. If you like a kind of Asian feel to a setting, you can go to Karatur, where they have nations like Wa or Koryo. And, you know, you have the lands of intrigue, which Arm is the setting of Baldur's Gate 2, and that has a kind of cool golden age of Spain kind of feel to it. I've had adventures in some of those cities. Really interesting, really exciting, and like I say, so full of potential, so full of lore and background that it becomes easy to set things there. Because if a player turns to you and says, well, I think I want to play a cleric, what gods are there? Now, if you're building from scratch, you have to then come up with gods and religious organizations and hierarchies and all those kinds of things. Whereas in the Forgotten Realms, all of that's kind of already there. And you can always tweak things. You can always make things a little bit more interesting from your perspective. Once again, thank you so much for watching this episode. Like and subscribe. And as always, keep slaying. If you've enjoyed this content, then please smash that like button, subscribe, share this around online, and come and visit our website, www.lavictoriaproductions.com, to see all our past episodes, as well as our blog posts and all the stuff that we're currently working on at La Victoria Productions. Why not reach out to us and tell us what you think of our videos? You can reach us on Twitter. @MouthLaVictoria is our producer. We are also on Instagram. I am EnanoLVP, and our producer is Jazzy J. Cherot. We're also La Victoria Productions on Facebook and LinkedIn. Come on by and let us know what you think.